Hello everyone. Um, This is my lecture number 12. In last lecture, I discussed about AC circuit analysis, some problems, and today the topic is DC transient analysis, first order source free circuit. Now, let us analyze circuits comprising of resistor and capacitor, that is a RC circuit, or resistor and inductor RL circuit. Now, analysis of RC and RL circuit is done by applying Kirchhoff's law, KVL, KCL, as we did for resistive circuits. The only difference is that applying Kirchhoff's law to purely resistive circuits results in algebraic equation, while applying these laws to RC and RL circuits produces differential equations. Now, why it is so? I think already you know that for a capacitor, the current is C dV dt. So dV dt is the differential part. So it is called differential equation. And for RL, V equal to L di dt. So again, here is a derivative of current. So this is differential equation. So the differential equation are of the order of first order. Okay. Hence, the circuits are collectively known as first order circuit for RC along and or RL. Now, first order circuit is characterized by a first order differential equation. So, there are two ways to excite this first order circuit. One is source free circuit, contain no independent source and relies for excitation on initial conditions of energy storage elements in the circuit. We assume that energy initially stored in the inductor or capacitor causes current to flow in the circuit, which is gradually dissipates in the resistors. Then we have to find out what is the response of the voltage or current. Although source free circuits are free of independent sources, but they may have dependent sources. And second way of exciting first order circuit is by independent source. That means to begin with the independent sources we consider as DC sources. Okay. Later in course we will consider sinusoidal and exponential sources also. So the two type of first order circuits and two ways of exciting them. One is natural response, that is initial stored charge dissipates in resistors, or you can have some independent sources, then we have some other kind of response that is called steady state response. Now say source free RC circuit, that means here we don't have any independent sources connected, we have only RC series circuit, or we can say this RC in parallel also. Now what happens here, current flowing is IC and IR. So a source free RC circuit results on sudden removal of its DC source. A source free RC circuit comprising of series combination of resistor and an initially charged capacitor. Now we aim to determine the circuit response, which is for instructional reasons is assumed to be voltage across the capacitor, but we can find out VR also, IR, IC also. Okay. Now since capacitor is initially charged, we assume that at time t equal to 0, the initial voltage is Vt equal to V0, that is the initial voltage at time t equal to 0. Okay. Sorry. The corresponding value of the energy stored by the capacitor will be, as you know, W0 equal to half CV0 square. Now if we apply KCL at top node here, what we can see, IC plus IR equal to 0. Now by definition IC is C dV dt, and IR is nothing but V by R. The voltage across R and C is V. So what we can write, IC equal to C dV dt plus V by R equal to 0. Now if we divide this equation by both sides by C, what we will get, dV by dt plus V by RC. So in that above equation is a first order differential equation, because we have dV by dt term. Okay. Since first derivative of V is involved, if we have second derivative, d square v dt square, then that will be second order. That we will see in the next, after some lectures for RLC circuit. Okay. Now to solve it, we can rearrange that. Say dv dt equal to minus of v by RC, and we can take v to left hand side and dt to right hand side. So what we will have, dv by v equal to minus 1 by RC into dt. Now if we integrate both sides, dv by v is nothing but ln of v. Ln means that is log base e, the minus t by RC plus ln a. This is the integration constant. Now we can take ln a to left hand side. What we will have, ln of v by a equal to minus t by RC. Now if we take powers of e, what we can get, that Vt equal to a power of that, what we will get, a v by a equal to e to the power minus t by RC. So a you can take to right hand side, so Vt equal to a e to the power minus t by RC. Now from initial conditions, what you know, that v, when t equal to 0, this e to the power 0 is nothing but 1. So initial value v0 is nothing but a. So a is nothing but v0. So what we can write, Vt equal to v0 e to the power minus t by RC, where this RC is called time constant. Also it is written as tau. So this is the response when RC capacitor discharged through resistor. This is the discharging equation. Okay. This is the voltage response of the RC circuit, which is exponential decay of the initial voltage. Okay. So this is called natural response due to initial energy stored and physical characteristics of the circuit, and not due to the some external source. Okay. Natural response of a circuit reflects the behavior in terms of voltage or currents of the circuit itself with no excitation source. Now natural response we can illustrate by graphically. So what we can have here, if t equal to 0, Vt equal to V0, so at t equal to 0, it is V0, right? Then it decreases exponentially to 0. As t increases, V0 decreases exponentially and goes to 0. Now here already I told you that RC is nothing but, we can write as tau, which is the time constant of this circuit RC. Now, if we put t equal to tau, so tau will cancel out, it to the minus 1. E to the power minus 1 value is almost 36.8% or 0.368. That means at t equal to tau, this V0 goes down 36.8% of its initial value. Okay. Now, if we see, but if t equal to 2 tau, it goes down by up to 0.135, 3 tau, 4 tau, 5 tau. So what we can see, when it reaches 5 tau, it reaches to its final steady state value, that is almost 1% of that, less than 1%, goes to 0 only, almost goes to 0. Okay. So capacitor takes to fully discharge after 5 time constant. Okay. Now from this equation, Vt equal to V0 to the minus t by tau, it can be observed that smaller a time constant, that is if tau is smaller, more rapidly the voltage decreases and faster is the response. That is when tau equal to 0.5, it de decreases faster and reaches to its steady state or zero value faster than the higher value of tau. So this is the point. Now, with, if you know Vt response, then you can find out current flows in the resistor. That is what, if that is R and C connected in, so IR can be just Vt value divided by R, because the Vt value is same in C and R. Okay, so that will be the V0 by R e to the minus t by tau. Now we can find out the power in the resistor, dissipated in the resistor also. So V into IR, so V into I, so what we will have, this V0 square by R e to the power 2 tau by 2t by tau, because it becomes square. So we can find out the energy of that is 0 to t. We can integrate that power. Okay. So now if we integrate the power, we will get this expression from 0 to t. Okay. Where tau, if we put here, we are putting tau equal to RC. So here we have tau. If we put RC, RR will cancel out. So we have C, half C V square, then this term. Okay. Now in this term, if we put t equal to infinity, what will happen? T equal to infinity means here we have infinity, it will be minus infinity, that is nothing but 0. So what will have? Energy of at infinity, that will be half Cv square, which is same as Wc0. That is energy initially stored in the capacitor. Thus the energy that was initially stored in the capacitor is eventually dissipated in resistor. Okay. So the key to working with source free RC circuit is that we have to first find out initial voltage V0 across the capacitor. Then we have to find out tau, which is nothing but RC. Okay. Then we have to put that into the equation Vt equal to V0 e to the power minus t by tau. Once capacitor voltage is known, we can find out capacitor current, resistor voltage, current through resistor very easily. Okay. Now how to solve circuits with multiple capacitor and resistor? When a circuit contains a single capacitor and several resistors and dependent sources, then drawing a Thevenin equivalent at the terminal of the capacitor will help to form a simple RC circuit. That means you have to find out RTH value and you have to multiply RTH into C. Okay. Say let us take one problem. In this circuit, say we have that VC0 is 15 volt. Find VC, Vx, Ix at t greater than 0. Okay. So now at t greater than 0, capacitor is for acts as open circuit. So we first need to make the circuit in conform with the standard RC circuit. So if you remove the capacitor, and look into that, what is the equivalent resistance that we can find out? That current goes, divides, and these two in series. So 20 in parallel with 5. So 12 plus 8, 20 parallel with 5, 4 ohm is the R equivalent. So then what we can find out? Tau. Tau is RC. C value is 0.1. 0.1 into 4, 0.4 second. Then we can find out VCT, the response, which is V0 is nothing but 15. That is given 15 into the power minus T by tau. Tau is 0.4. So 1 by 0.4 is 2.5. So minus 2.5 T. Okay. Now we can apply voltage division rule to find out the Vx. Okay. So this is the voltage here Vt. What is Vx? If you want to find out, what we can do, that V into same branch resistance 12 divided by total branch resistance 12 plus 8, 20. Here these two are in parallel, so both are having same voltage drop. So again we got Vx and we can find out current Ix through this resistance just by divide the voltage divided by 12. So Vx by R. So this one divided by resistance R, we get the value of Ix. The second problem, it is given that in a circuit voltage is say 56 into minus 200 T V at t greater than 0 and current IT is given. We have to find out the values R and C, time constant and time required for the voltage to decay half its initial value at t equal to 0. So now from this circuit, from this problem, what we can find out that here minus 200 is the tau is nothing but 1 by 200, right? In equation it is minus t by tau, 200 t, so tau equal to 1 by 200. Okay. So resistance value is what, nothing but Vt by It. Okay, so we got resistance value as 7 kilo ohm because current is given in milliampere. So milliampere goes at the numerator, it gives you kilo ohm. Okay. So from tau, we, we got R, so we can find out C is nothing but tau by R. It is 1 by 200 into 7000. So we got the value of C. Since initial voltage at t equal to 0 is 56. So 56 is the initial voltage. From the equation or from that given data we can find out. Now we can compute time of its decay to half value. That means half of 56, that is half of 56 equal to this. So if you solve this to find out t0, when t0 is 3.466 millisecond, that means half of 56, that is 28, equal to this. So that means half here. Okay. So then we can take e to the power 200t, that will be 2. Then you can find out 200 t0 equal to ln of 2. So t0 you can find out. Okay, when it becomes initial voltage becomes half. Okay. So this is the problem where knowing the value of V and I, you can find out value of R and C and time to reach to is half value, 1/4 value, whatever. Okay. Now see another problem. You have to find out time constant. So this is the DC source. So for DC source, what happens? How we can find out time constant? We have to make short circuit of DC source. Look from this capacitor end. What we can see, 120 and 80. These two are in parallel because current divides here, and in series with 12 ohm. So this is the RTH. So tau equal to R into C. C is given as 200 millifarad. So 200 into 10 to the minus 3. So these are the time constant that we can find out from this kind of circuit. Now again, save time. We can find out time constant looking from this circuit, looking from this capacitor end. What we can see, these two in series. Okay, 20 plus 30 in series, with that 400 in parallel because current divides here, with that 10 ohm in series. So that is the RTH. So we can find out RC as time constant tau. So these are, okay, this should be 3. Okay, so kilo ohm, and here it will be 100 picofarad. So you can calculate the value. Now let us see this problem, that in a figure VC0 given as 60 volt, we have to find out VC, Vx and I0 for t greater than 0. Now this is again a source free circuit, there is no independent source, that means it will be always goes to 0. Now from this circuit we can find out the RTH value looking from this capacitor end, 12 and 6 in parallel series with 8 ohm, we got RTH. So you can find out tau, that is R into C. C value is 1 by 3. Okay. Then VC is, equation is nothing but 60 e to the power minus t by tau, which is nothing but 60 e to the power minus 0.25 t volt. So now what happens? We have to find out Vx. Okay. Vx is across these. Now these two in parallel. Okay. These two in parallel. So equivalent resistance of that is what? Nothing but 4 ohm. 12 parallel 6. Now we can apply voltage divider rule to get Vx because the voltage will be same across these two terminals, 12 ohm and 6 ohm. So that will be 4 ohm divided by 8 plus 4 into the Vc value. We got Vx. Now if you know Vx, we can find out the value of Vc. Vc is nothing but what is the voltage drop across 8 ohm equals to Vc minus Vx. If you apply KVL in this loop, then we can find out. So you know Vc, you know Vx, so you can find out voltage drop across 8 ohm resistor. Then current I0 is nothing but that 8 ohm resistor voltage divided by R. Okay. Now direction is negative, say, because say here in this case we are assuming this is plus minus. Okay. So this is minus Vx minus this and plus Vc. Okay. So this is how we can solve. Now say this is another type of problem. Here we use F switch. What is given? That switch is at point A. That switch is connected to point A for a long time. That means your capacitor will charged, okay, through this circuit. This part is not present that time. Okay. At t equal to 0, this switch moves to point B. If it moves to point B, what happens? It will discharge through the resistor 2 kilo ohm. So we have to find out Vc. Now for t equal to t less than 0, what happens? It is connected across this point, that means 40 volt, 5 kilo ohm and 10 microfarad. Now for DC circuit, capacitor is open circuited, so voltage drop across is nothing but 40 volt, because no drop will be there because there is no current flowing because of the open circuit. So Vc 0 minus is 40 volt in that loop. Now at t equal to greater than 0, it becomes a source free circuit. So value will be what? Here we have only single R and C. So we have to find out RC value, that is equal to tau, 2 kilo ohm 10 to the power minus 6, that is microfarad. So we got tau value. So we can find out VCT as Vc0, which is 40 volt, e to the power minus t by tau. Now 1 by tau is 1 by 0.02, it is nothing but 50. So this is the Vc value. Similarly, similar problem, say switch remain closed and it is opened at t equal to 0. When it is remain closed here, what happened? The circuit look like this one, voltage source, 3 resistance, and we have a open circuit capacitor, because for DC it is open circuited, capacitor is open circuited, and we have to find out this DC0. Now this DC0 is nothing but voltage drop across 9 ohm resistor. Why? Because there is no current flowing through this 1 ohm resistor. So this is practically, there is no voltage drop. So Vc will be what? We can apply voltage division rule, 20 into 9 divided by 9 plus 3, 12. So you got 15 volt. So Vc0 minus is nothing but 15 volt, which is equal to Vc0 plus. That means when switch is open, instantaneously capacitor voltage cannot change. So that will remain the same. That is equal to your initial value. Vc0 is 15 volt. So this part you have to remember. Before switching, what is the value? After switching, the 0 minus is before switching, at 0 switch is on, and after 0 plus is just after switching. And this time gap is very small, say in nanosecond or microsecond time. In between, capacitor voltage cannot change instantaneously. Okay, so we got V0 value. Now when this switch is open, what happens? Circuit is become this one. Okay, here voltage stored, initial voltage that is stored is 15 volt, and this 15 volt will dissipate through these two resistances. Now we have to find out RTH. Now looking from this capacitor in, these two in series, so RTH is 10 ohm, 9 plus 1. So you can find out tau. Tau is R into C, 20 millihenry into 10. So you got the value of tau. Then we can find out VCT very easily. VC0 into e to the power minus t by tau. That is 15 e to the power minus t by 0.2. 1 by 0.2 is 5. Now we can find out the WC0 also, that is initial energy stored, that is half CV square. So half, we know C value, we know V square value, so you can find out WC0. Another problem using this switch. Now switch is open at t equal to 0. Now switch is, when switch is closed, okay, when switch is closed, what happened? Switch is closed, this is open circuited. Okay, so whatever the voltage across these two resistance, that will be the voltage across the capacitor. So that is 12 and 4 in parallel, that is equals to what? 3. Okay, so that is 3 divided by 6 plus 3, 9 into the voltage source. that is 8 volt. So at t equal to less than 0, the capacitor value is 8 volt. So Vc0 minus equal to Vc0 plus equal to Vc0, that is 8 volt. Now when switch is open, we have this circuit. So 8 volt dissipate through this circuit. Now to find out RTH, these two are in parallel. So 12 parallel 4, we got 3 ohm value. Tau equal to 3 ohm into 1 by 6, so 0.5. Then Vct, that will be equal to Vc0 e to the power minus t by tau. So we can get the value. Initial source you can find out half, that is 0.5 into C into V square. Okay. Now this is for RC circuit source free. Now say source free RL circuit. Now say this is your RL circuit. You don't have any independent source connected. Okay. Now here what we can say is that at t equal to 0, say I0 is I0. That is initial current that is stored in initial energy that is stored in inductor, and energy is half Li square. Okay. So if you write the KVL, what you can write that VL plus V0 equal to 0. Now VL is nothing but L di dt and VR is nothing but IR. So by putting that into this equation, so VL is L di dt plus VR equal to I into R equal to 0. By rearranging, what you can get, divided by L, di by dt equal to R by L into I. Okay. Now if you rearrange that, that is di by I equal to minus RL by R by L into dt. Okay. Now if we integrate both sides, we will get ln of I minus R by L into t plus ln A, where this ln A is the integration constant. Now in that case, if you take ln A to left hand side, we will have ln of I by A equal to minus t by, you can write R by L into t as minus t by L by R. Okay. Now here L by R is the tau, time constant. So what we can write, ln of I in terms of powers of E, what we can get, that is I equal to A into e to the power minus t by L by R, where this L by R is the time constant tau. That means what, in case of RC source free circuit, time constant is RC. For RL circuit, time constant is L by R. That is the difference here. Otherwise, in case of capacitor, that is a voltage. In case of current, that is inductor, that is the current. Okay. So here we can see initial natural response of RL circuit is an exponential decay of initial current I0. Similarly, we can find out that if t equal to tau, then it will reach 36.8%, and for 5 tau it will reach to almost 0. Okay. Then similarly we can find out the value of VR, that is voltage drop across R, that is I into R. So I0 R to minus t by tau. We can find out P, V into I, so I square R e to the power minus 2t by tau. Then we can find out energy absorbed, that is 0 to t integration of P with respect to say some Gaussian variable lambda here, or T we can say. So we are getting here tau by 2. Now tau equal to L by R. If we put L by R, so R will cancel out, so we will have L only. Right? Now in this case, if you find t equal to infinity, if we put t equal to infinity, what you will get? This term becomes 0. So energy is nothing but half Li square. Okay. That is the initial energy stored in the inductor. So so we have to solve this circuit as same that we got, that we solve for RC circuit. So here you have to remember tau is L by R. Okay. Now say this is an example. Now we have a dependent source here. Okay. So let I0 equal to initial stored value is 10 ampere. Compute currents Ix and It. Now there are two ways to solve this problem. One way is to obtain the equivalent resistance at the inductor terminals and then use equation It equal to I0 to minus t by tau. Other way is to start from scratch by the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Let us find the equivalent resistance at the inductor terminal, which is the same as the Thevenin resistance. Okay. Because of dependent source present, inside a voltage source, that is trace voltage source, you have to put. Okay. That is 1 volt. If you find out I0, we will get the value of RTH. Okay. Because we have dependent source, there is no independent source. So we have to insert an independent source of value 1 volt, find the current I0, then V0 by I0 is the RTH value. Okay. So this is the application of Thevenin theorem that you have studied in one of the lectures. Okay. So, or we can include 1 ampere current source here and find out voltage drop across that. Both can be possible. So now you can apply KVL equation. Okay. Now here see here, in previous all the cases we assume clockwise direction. Here we assume, let us assume anti-clockwise. No problem, both are anti-clockwise, so there is no problem. So what we can write for mesh 1, that will be 2 into I1 minus I2, then plus it points to the plus terminal first, so plus 1. So we got I1 minus I2 value, and for mesh 2 what we can have, that is minus 3I1 minus 2I2 minus I1 and minus 4I2. So 4 and 2, it will be 6I2 minus 2I1. So we got from here, we get I2 in terms of I1. We can put it first equation, we get I1 value. Now I1 is minus 3 ampere. So I0 is nothing but minus of that. So I0 is 3 ampere. So RTH is nothing but 1 by 3 ohm. Okay. So tau equal to what? L by R. L is given as 0.5, that is half. So you get tau value. Then I0 is given as 10 ampere. So 10 it will be minus 2 by 3 t ampere at t greater than 0. So this is how we can solve a problem when we have independent source. Method 2. Now in this case we can apply mesh analysis method. So we are not finding out RTH. What we are doing, we have to find out differential equation. Now for mesh 1, what we can write, L di dt. So I half di1 by dt plus 2 I1 minus I2 equal to 0. Now multiply both sides by 2. Okay, what you will get, di1 dt equal to 4 I1 minus 4 I2 equal to 0. For mesh 2, what we can write, 4 plus 2, 6 I2 minus 4 minus 2 I1, the minus 3I equal to 0. And I, so from this we can write I2 equal to 5 by 6 I1. That we can put it here. Okay. So this I2, let us put it in this equation, then we get that part. So if you solve this part, what we will get, di by dt, di1 by I1 equal to minus 2 by 3 dt. That means what? Your tau becomes 2 by 3. Okay. It is same as L by R is 3 by 2. Here what we got, minus 2 by 3. So if you integrate, we will get this IT 10 is the I0 value, e to the power minus 2 by 3 t, that we can write as minus t by 3 by 2. Okay. So that is the, in either case value of current flow obtained is the same. Here we got 3 by 2 by 3 also. Okay. L by R is 3 by 2. So minus 3 by 2. So both cases, one problem is we are applying the Thevenin rule. Okay. Inserting voltage source, trace voltage method by solving to find out the RTH, or we can form the differential equation to solve it. Okay. So now I0 is 10 and IT value we got. Okay, so now what is the voltage across inductor, that is L di dt. L is half 0.5 and value of di dt, if we you know value of I, if we solve it di dt, we will get this equation. Now if we got this VL, that is equals to the VR, okay, because these two in parallel. So Ix will be what, nothing but this V divided by R. So we have to divide it by R, so we got the current Ix. So we got value of I and Ix. Now another problem, say switch IT for t greater than 0. That means t is t less than 0. This is short circuited. This is connected to this circuit. That means for inductor, inductor is nothing but short circuit. At DC, inductor acts as a short circuit. So if this is short circuit, this 16 ohm that is in parallel with that becomes short circuit. So circuit look like this. Then what is the current flowing through this? That is this 12 and 4 in parallel, okay, and this is in series with 2 ohm, okay. So total RT is 5 ohm. So I equal to what? V by 5, 8 ampere, okay. And if we want to find out, that will be the I1. If we want to find out this IT, that will be what? We can apply current divider rule, that is 8 ampere into other branch resistance, that is 12 divided by total branch resistance, 12 plus 4, 16, so 6 ampere, okay. So what happened to this inductor current? Inductor current is 6 ampere now, okay. So first we have to find out the current that is flowing from this voltage source, but this divides into two parts. So we have to apply current division rule again to find out the inductor current. So I0 minus equal to I0 plus equal to 6 ampere, because inductor current cannot change instantaneously. Now when switch opens, what happens? This circuit look like this one only, that is this one. Now if you look from here, inductor side, what is the RTH? R equivalent, that is 12 and 4 series, that is in parallel with 16, because current divides here. So you got R equivalent. So you can find out tau, that is L by R. You got the value. Then IT you can find out by putting I0 value as 6 ampere, e minus t by 1 by 4. So e minus 4t. Okay. Now there is another problem. So you have to find out this I0, V0 here and I here, okay, through the inductor at t greater than 0. So switch is open for a long time. So what happens? That time this inductor is shorted, right? And this resistance becomes short circuit, because this is in parallel with that, okay. So what we can write, according to Ohm's law, this current I is nothing but V divided by total resistance here 5, that is 2 ampere. Okay. Now we can find out V0 at 3 ohm resistor, that is 3 into 2, so 6 volt, right? So at t equal to 0, inductor current can't change instantaneously, hence initial value of current is nothing but 2 ampere. So this 2 ampere is flowing through this inductor, okay. Now when switch is closed, what happens here? If switch is closed, this part becomes short circuit. That means there is no effect of this voltage source. It becomes zero. So this circuit will look like this, and this is a source free circuit. Now RTH, if you want to find out by looking from this inductor side, what you can see, current is dividing. So R3 and 6 ohm in parallel, so that is 2 ohm. So tau equal to L by RTH. Tau is 2 Henry, so 1 second. I0 value already you know, that is 2 ampere. So 2 into e to the power t by 1. Okay. So that is 2 e to the power minus t. L by R equal to 1. T greater than 0. Since inductor 6 ohm, 3 ohm resistor in parallel, then this voltage will be same. This is in parallel, voltage will be same. Then we can find out voltage across inductor. That will be voltage across 6 ohm. So voltage across inductor is what we can write, VL equal to L di dt. Then you can find out this value as 4 e to the minus tau. Then you can find out this I0, this VL divided by R. So you get the value of this value of I0, that is flowing through 6 ohm resistor. So for this circuit, what we can see, that I0 for t less than 0 is 0 ampere. I0 t. Why 0 ampere? Because this has no effect. Short circuit. No current there. All current are flowing through inductor, because inductor is short circuited. And I0 t greater than 0 is minus 2 by 3 to the minus t. V0 t is nothing but 6 volt, and t greater than 0, that is 4 e to the power minus t. Now you can see this 3 ohm is also parallel with 6 ohm, right? So that 3 voltages will be same. Okay. So, and IT is t less than 0 2 ampere, and t greater than 0 2 e to the power minus t. So this is the plot of that. So before it IT, before it 2, then it goes to 0, and I0 t, before it is 0, then it goes to minus 2 by 3 and goes to again 0, in decreases exponentially. Now see another problem. Here we have, what we can do, we can solve it by finding out t greater than 0. We can arrange, we can find out the current source. We can convert this voltage source into equivalent current source also. Okay. Then what happened here, that is 24 divided by 4, that is 6 ampere current flowing across that 4 ohm in parallel resistance. Now these 4 and 4 in parallel, so we have 2 ohm resistor. Okay. Then what is the current flowing, that is 6 ohm, and this inductor is short circuited, so current flowing is that 6 ohm current, other branch resistance means 2 divided by total branch resistance 2 plus 8. This is short circuited, so we got the value of I0 minus. Okay. So you can find out tau is L by R. Okay. So when this is open circuited, so total R is nothing but it is in series, so it is 12. Okay. And inductor value is 4. So we got the value of tau. Then we can find out I0 t, that is I0 e to the power minus t by tau. Okay. Now say V and T I value is given, we have to find out RL and tau. Now tau is nothing but 1 by 1000, because minus t by tau. So tau is 1 by 1000, that is 1 millisecond, and R value is what, nothing but Vt by It. So that we got 16 kilo ohm. Then tau equal to L by R we know, and we have found out already, we have found out 60 R value. Then L is nothing but tau into R. So tau is 1 millisecond into L value, we get the value of L value, knowing R. So that is this very simple problem. V is given, I is given, so we can find out R directly. Now tau is, we can find out from the equation itself, and tau is L by R. So L is nothing but tau into R. that you can find out. Say say this is the circuit. Find V0t. Okay. If I0 is 6 amp and Vt is 0. So RTH, looking here from the inductor side, RTH is nothing but 3 plus 1. If it is sorted, then tau equal to L by R. L is given, R we find out. So you got tau. Now if I0 is 6 ampere, then IT is I0 to the minus T by tau. We got it. Okay. Now if we apply KVL, so V0t equal to what? Here it is V0t, that is this value is nothing but 3I voltage drop across this plus LDIT, right? Now if we put it and solve, then V0t is what? 3 into I, what you got it here, plus L didt. If you integrate differentiate this I, we get this expression after doing the summation. Okay, and this is another problem where we have again a dependent source, right? So across the inductor, you have to remove the inductor, put 1 volt source here. Then we can find out the current I1. Then that will be the RTH will be 1 volt divided by I1. Okay. So writing the KVL at this loop, but we can have 10 I1. It connect to minus 1. Here we have current source here, so we have to make super mesh. Okay. So 10 I1 minus 1 plus 40 I2 equal to 0. Now if you write KCL here at this node, what you can write? I1 equal to I2 plus I by 2, right? Entering current, these two are leaving current. Now multiplying both sides by 2, we get this expression. So you can find out I2 equal to what in terms of I. That we can put it here, then you can find out value of I. If we got value of I, okay, then RTH equal to V by I. So we got value of R. Then we can find out tau L by RTH. Then we can find out value of the current IT, because your I0 is given as 6. So 6 into minus 5 t into ut. Why it is written as ut? Ut is nothing but the value, ut is nothing but equal to 1 for t greater than equal to 0 and 0 t less than 0. So you can multiply it by ut also. That means it is for applicable for t greater than 0. T greater than equal to 0. Okay. Not for t less than 0. Anyway, so this is it for today. So this is called a source free RL and RC circuit, where the main point is we have to find out voltage drop across capacitor, exponentially decaying current in case of inductor, exponentially decaying, and expression is nothing but V equal to V0 initial value e to the power minus t by tau, but tau for RC circuit is tau equal to R into C. For inductor, that is the current equation, IT equal to I of 0 initial value into e to the power minus t by tau, where tau value is the time constant, which is equal to L by R for RL circuit. Okay. So these are the main points that you have to remember for this DC transient analysis, and this is for source free circuit only. In next lecture, I will discuss about DC transient analysis of first order with source circuit. Okay, so this is it for today. Try to practice some problems from any book. Thank you so much.